cold cases to serial killers, missing persons, and more.
100% he did this.
I'd go off into fantasy world.
How much more lucky can you get that you're not on death row?
You want to know what we know?
My name is Jay. This is Guilty of Crime.
What's up, everybody? I'm back. Happy Friday. Yeah. Fresh off the last episode and ready for this. Yeah, when a family member is covering a case with me and they have updates and they bring really significant updates and they're passionate about it, of course, then I want to help them and keep the victim's name in the light. So thank you all for being here and rolling over from the other stream. Today, we're talking about justice for Maddie, and you're going to see the Jennifer Soto interviews as well as Yolanda, her mother, the missing interviews that you haven't seen. Now, if you have seen them, it's English to Spanish, but you haven't seen them with me, and we haven't been able to talk about them and break things down. What's up, Cinderella's Closet Boutique? Says, hi, I love your videos. Thank you. Thank you all for being here. Sadie's mama, ring the doorbell before entering. Avocados, my favorite. Did anybody happen to see my sushi that I posted last night? Oh, so good with avocados. What's up, Remy Stuff? Teresa. What's up? What's up? I don't know how to say yours. I'm going to call you C. Adam Drives Helen back. What's going on? When are you streaming again? And I love your picture there. All right. Liv, Mummy Moo, 3 Rosebuds. Hello, everybody. All right. Wait for your take, Jay. Yes. Now, this came out yesterday, and we want to thank Plunder. I put a link in my description. So I want to thank Plunder for getting the videos and translating, and all Plunder does. All right. I'm not sure what Sue's talking about. It says, honestly, it looked gross. You don't like sushi? What? What's up, Ashlyn? You made it back. Cheers. All right. I'm going to break it down. We're going to see what's happening in these videos or the interviews, and we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about all of it. So let's get going on it. It is Friday, and I know people must have somewhere to be after this. Not only must have somewhere to be, but you must have something to do on a Friday night, whether that's just chilling or what. So we want to thank Plunder again, and I'm going to show you, I say we, Guilty of Crime is going to show you the videos that you haven't seen with me. They just came out last night, and after I saw them, I said, I really need to get these out there and talk to you about them because, there's so many red flags in this. So many. How is Yolanda going to say these things and not protect her granddaughter? I'm sorry, but it makes me upset. All right. Now, I should do another video or at least talk about it this weekend where Maddie's dad is. And I think you're the one that emailed me, Michelle, about Maddie's dad and not trying to press charges. I can dig into that. All right. I also want you to know that CM, the ex-roommate, had a funeral to go to, unexpected funeral this week. And so she wasn't able to come on. She did give me her statements, but I haven't been able to bring her back. Brianna Zapata, thank you for starting the train of the 99-cent super sticker. Whoever wants to hop on that, I will shout you out as well as we go. So thank you. All donations are appreciated, and I'm using them to make my latest videos. So I'm dropping a bunch of videos. It takes money for that. All right, let's go. See how this goes if we do it faster.
I think she can do that. She's a kid, like with many fears, so much so that she does not sleep alone. Her boyfriend no longer lived there. He came this weekend. Why? I don't know.
He dropped her off.
Okay, so I want to know, first of all, why Grandma talks about Maddie sleeping alone, and then in the same breath, she talks about her boyfriend not living there anymore. Why would you say that? What is Maddie not sleeping alone have to do with Stefan not living there anymore? Did she know that she was sleeping with? Let's put that again real quick. And I don't know why it's black like that, but let's play that one more time so you can hear. What does Maddie not sleeping alone have to do with Stefan Stearns moving out?
I think she can do that. She's a kid, like with many fears, so much so that she does not sleep alone. The boyfriend no longer lived there. He came this weekend. Why? I don't know.
He dropped her off next to the church that is next to the middle school. He left her there and she started walking and he drove off.
In 2022, she said her stepfather was very mean to her.
Let's talk more about the Stefan Stearns case, and let's talk about this evidence we're waiting for, updates.
Again, we want to thank Plunder. I'm sure my mods have dropped her links by now. She has, a few 100,000 followers, so I know that most of you are already subscribed to her, but I do want to thank her. I can't get all of this information with my little baby channel, so help me make my baby channel grow so that I can start to do things like this and pay thousands of dollars for these things. Saw this like the different perspective. Thank you. We definitely want to, not only that, but we get to chat. We get to chat live with each other and talk about it. So I mean, these videos are videos dropped and you're watching them by yourself. So with me, we get to chat and talk about what's going on. Video titled Maddie's Spanish Lessons from May 16, 2016. All right.
Older videos you may have seen, you may not have seen. First off, this is a video titled Madeline's Spanish Lessons. Madeline's Spanish Lessons. It was posted to Facebook on May 16, 2016 at 9:32 p.m. Now, I don't know if that's when it was filmed or filmed earlier. So Maddie would have been 5 years old. And this is a video I've sent off to police. I sent it to the Orlando police, a public information officer. I gave that person the link, the person's name who filmed it or posted it or whatever. I'm not even showing the whole video, and I'm not even going to play the audio because I had it transcribed several times from Spanish to English, and it's just disturbing the more I watch it. So it might be an innocent little video.
Let's go a little bit forward.
So of course, I'm not showing any of that stuff, but she plops down, and then the disturbing part is the English translation says that the man says, "You've got to lie face down." And she turns her head like this, on the pillow. It's so cute. But then he's like, "No, you got to turn your whole body around." So she does. And then she jumps up kind of, and she's like, "No squeezing." And I'm like, okay. The video ends with Maddie imploring the man, to let her watch the video. Like she's used to being videotaped. She's a cute little girl. And of course, if it's just a innocent moment, then fine. But knowing what we know in this case, what we've learned in this case, I'm really hoping it's part of the videos that police are examining as a whole.
And you know what? I want to talk to you guys about this. So as I was watching this, I said, oh no, we know that Stefan Stearns and Jen Soto were together or knew each other for 7 or 8 years. Now, I want you to know that CM lived with Jennifer Soto when her and Stefan first started working together, knowing each other, and really started dating. That's when he would stay the night there. But I wonder if, Plunder only has that video. Yeah, Plunder's the one that has that. Plunder, the Docket, and Grizzly only have certain videos I can't get. First of all, I don't have the money to get them. And second of all, I can't get them anytime soon. So we've tried. Anyway, so check this out. So if Maddie was being brutalized before, then that means that when the roommate was there, that was happening when she was there in 2019, 2020. So I'm curious to know if it started before, and I wonder if it's going to come out. That
not only in Stefan Stearns'
that changes a whole bunch if he was abusing her past 5 years.
Case, it was not on his Facebook, but on many people's Facebook accounts or wherever they find videos related to this case or related to Maddie. Maybe it's nothing, but it's disturbing. And sometimes we just need another set of eyes, another person to look at things. And that's what's happening today. So today is Thursday, September 5th. And I learned yesterday that the public records woman down in Florida was watching a certain video.
Now, the charges show 2019 Hey Jude, and I agree with you. So when CM was in the apartment, she didn't notice anything weird, no weird vibes yet. It didn't start. The charges didn't start, or none of those happened until after she moved out on paper. But many people are saying, and you just saw Plunder saying about the video that Maddie had to turn over and they grabbed her and said something. So that indicates that there's a possibility it happened before, but it wasn't documented yet. So yeah, I wonder. Poor cops. I agree. Randy B, smash that like. This is a disturbing video, and that's why I needed to watch it with you, because I needed to talk to you about it. We've been reporting on this since the beginning. All right, let's go. I'm gonna go grab my dog real quick though. He's having a fit. Hold on.
Video in this case, I don't know which one. She didn't even know which one. She didn't even know what she was watching. So she's meeting with a detective today to, I guess, get his or her input about, first of all, what she's seeing in whatever video she's watching. They're still getting the go-ahead and approval of what's approved to be released and what's not. Florida has their sunshine public records laws, which make Florida a great state in terms of getting actual evidence, getting actual facts. That's what we're trying to do here. So we'll see what they release to us. And we've also learned there's at least one interview of Jennifer Soto that we have not seen, Madeleine's mother, Jennifer. I don't know if it's a video interview, I'm hoping it is, or if it's just another audio interview. It's 1 hour and 9 minutes long. I know we haven't seen any videos of her that long, because I believe the longest audio we've heard so far is about 35 minutes. So as we wait for them to approve evidence, I wanted to talk more about these Spanish language interviews that several people gave to the media in the first few days.
Yes, several people gave them to the media. Now, these are going to add to the scripted interviews that we see. Hey, Jude says, hey, glad you're sharing this, Love Plunder, but it's nice to have interaction with Chat and Jay. Yes, it's nice to interact with you guys and see what you're thinking and let me talk to you about what I'm thinking. All right, and you want me to slow them down, Nina Drew? No problem. No problem at all. All you have to do is ask, and you shall receive. Thank you.
Or the first week or so. Some of them conducted when Maddie was still missing. Jennifer Soto spoke with a Spanish language media outlet, so did her mother, Yolanda Zambrano. This first one we will examine again because I've run it through the dubbing software and I've picked up a little bit more maybe than we examined before. This is more than 30 hours after Maddie was reported missing. So Telemundo 31 reporter David Palomino spoke.
All right, now keep in mind 30 hours after. So one day and then 6 hours after. You're welcome, Nina Drew. This puts into perspective for you what they're saying, how the script stays on point, what the grandma's saying. It just confirms a lot of things, and it helps to put things in perspective, right? I agree. Can I have $1 million, Sue? Well, as soon as I hit the $10 million mark, I will give you $1 million. No problem. Can someone give me $10 million, please?
Spoke with Jennifer. He's one of the first reporters to speak with Jennifer. We have seen some interviews from maybe Monday night. This is Tuesday, February 27th. It's been more than 24 hours since Maddie was reported missing. And since we've listened to all the currently available police interviews with Jennifer, I wanted to dig into these translated videos again. Also the ones of Yolanda Zambrano. It's interesting. I picked up that both Yolanda and Jennifer call Stefan Jennifer's boyfriend, not ex-boyfriend, not partner, nothing like that. The common theme with both of these women is that they think someone took Maddie. Someone just took her. Now, I'm not sure if Jennifer truly believed that, if she knew otherwise, or if she was really having an impact upon her mother, impressing upon her mother, someone took Maddie, someone took Maddie. Another common theme throughout these women's interviews is that Maddie was supposedly spotted on that Peace Church surveillance video. And they thought it was.
Yeah, it's really weird how she talks about Maddie being taken, but yet I want you to know that when she says Maddie's been taken, they don't do one bit of a search outside of their house or the mother's tax / insurance company. And we'll hear that they said, oh, what we didn't go search anywhere. Everyone else was searching out. Why would you not go look if someone had taken her? So hashtag arrest Jen Soto now. I truly in my heart believe that Jen Soto had something to do with all of it and some of it.
her sitting in a green sweater, sitting there and walked away. Well, we know that's not true, but it is brought up quite a bit. And then lastly, I want to take another look at that interview from Maddie's best friend, a boy named Joseph, who he admitted Maddie told him her stepfather, that's what the translation says, her stepfather was very mean to her in 2022. So let's dig into all of this. And anyone who wants to watch the Spanish language original videos for themselves, I've linked to them below, because if you know Spanish, then you'll be able to check my translations.
All right, let's go a little bit faster.
So flippant and dismissive of a wave, it just gets me every time.
Orange County, where Madeline Soto, this 13-year-old Hispanic girl, has been missing for more than 30 hours. At this hour of the night, the authorities from the Orange County Sheriff's Office are...
Now, keep in mind, these are the Spanish interviews that are translated into English. So yeah, thank you. I am definitely going to watch Dr. John Hidden True Crime. One of our moderators, Petty Mason, is a moderator for Hidden True Crime as well. So congratulations to you. All right. Also not sure how to spell. It's Oblivious Benson is excellent at researching laws. Hopefully she can find out if Tyler can push charges or press himself on Jen. Now I need to talk to one of the advocates. The advocates is a direct advocate for Tyler Wallace. So let me talk to her and see what she says.
Are still looking for her.
Of the family. What happened to her? What happened to the mother? Her family is also desperately searching for her. The investigation has focused around Hunters Creek Middle School, where she was last seen. David Palomino speaks with the
little girl's family. The girl's mother says she has a feeling that someone took her daughter. As you can see at this hour, the authorities have cordoned off part of the apartment complex located in the Hunters Creek area as the investigation continues.
In the morning, my boyfriend took her to school. He dropped her off next to the church that is next to the middle school.
Now, this is blacked out. I don't know if Plunder blacked this out so she wouldn't get copyright stricken. So because these videos are from Telemundo or one of those Spanish stations, but you can see Jennifer talking and saying about her boyfriend as Mirror Mommy says, I always get blasted on Facebook for saying that Jennifer was lying about them being broken up. Who breaks up and then is on FaceTime 24/7? I don't think Jen told the truth to anybody. I agree. And she's in the media right now lying. She's lying about saying her boyfriend. Sometimes it's her ex. Sometimes it's her boyfriend. Sometimes it's Maddie's stepfather. Which one is it, lady?
He left her there and she started walking and he drove off.
But I'm realizing when Jennifer started speaking with these Spanish language interviewers, there was no confusion with her saying, oh, I dropped her off, we dropped her off. Maybe she had finally stopped saying I and we and all that. Maybe she realized how confusing and misleading that was, and that police could easily check and see it was Stefan that dropped her off, supposedly. Anyway, Jennifer's first words are claiming, in the morning, my boyfriend took her to school. He dropped her off next to the church that is next to the middle school. He just dropped her off. He left her there and she started walking and he drove off, like almost like, don't look at him, clear him. He drove off. He got away from her. You know, that's where his involvement ends. That's the way I take her body.
That's where his involvement ends until they find the photos. And then she's really quick to blame Stefan Stearns and call him a monster and say all kinds of bad things about him, which she should. But I don't feel like things she said about him were genuine at all. I think it was to detract from her. Jen Brick, thank you so much for the $4.99 super chat. Thank you for all the work you do. It is a lot of work, so thank you. Thank you for recognizing that, and especially when I have to listen to it on normal speed. It feels like, but thank you. Of course I will, so you can hear it better. Her monsters, CSA is not evil. You're a freaking kidding me. Again, thank you, Jen. Appreciate it. All right, Synth Cerber is back in the green again. Congratulations. He's a monster. CSA is not evil. That's when I think that she was more involved with that than we think. I also think the taking of her life, she wanted to detract from her. I also do want you to know about the blood appointments, that Jen was at the blood appointment that day. I wanted to bring that up that she actually did have blood appointments very frequently. And I just went back on some of the roommate interviews where she was having a blood appointment. So I wonder if she had a blood appointment that day, if she was using it for an alibi, or all of the above. All right, real quick, Diamond Girl says, hello. I want to know if there are any when they are at her mom's office. How did Jen know so many details where Stefan dropped her off unless she knew beforehand? Because they sat down and they talked. Stefan calls it chatted. She says visited. Let's listen. That's why, because they scripted it.
Language. Now, of course, the translations might not be perfect. Some of the translations said he just left her there, and other ones said he dropped her off.
From the authorities of the Orange County Sheriff's Office, they have been searching a wooded area near Hunters Creek Middle School.
They brought dogs to see if they can pick up her scent around here. I think they're investigating right now.
Jennifer was explaining their canine, cute little doggy officers there trying to track Madeline's scent. They brought the dogs to see if they can pick up her scent. I think they are investigating right now. The one thing I hate are all the edits. Of course, they can only spend so much time on these cases. But, you know, us who are digging deep and delving into these cases, we want all of it. We want to see the pauses, the mistakes, the missteps, and all that. Hopefully, Univision and camera, and I don't know who mixed up this girl or whatever, how grainy the footage looks, or whoever's on the actual video. I don't know.
I actually think they use that kind of as a bait. I think the police officers use that as a bait to find out what they knew and said, oh, there was this girl on the camera we think was her. What do you think? I think that the police were on to them a lot sooner than we think. And when we hear those interviews, it's very clear to me. I don't think they thought it was Maddie at all.
I don't know who was the first person who brought this up to Jennifer, but she sure did run with it. You know, she told, I guess, her sister about it, or her sister told her about it. I think it may have been Orange County, the sheriff's office, and maybe they were, you know, doing their due diligence, of course, and maybe they were like, oh, look at this grainy photo. Is this really, could this be Maddie? I felt like Jennifer glommed onto that unsure piece of evidence and started, you know, telling the media and just telling people so she could go with this narrative. Like, see, Maddie was right where Stefan dropped her off, and she was right there, and she sat there, and I don't know why she didn't go straight to school. To me, almost like victim blaming from the beginning and saying, see, Maddie just didn't do what she was supposed to do. My boyfriend did what he was supposed to do, and that's it. That's the way I take it. So Jennifer's making sure to mention this footage, but we know it wasn't Maddie. But Jennifer's talking about these videos left on the street, or videos from the street, video from a church next to the school where they believe they see my daughter. So it is very telling also in these Spanish language interviews. We don't hear Jennifer say Maddie's name at all. You know, no matter the language, we would hear her saying Maddie or Madeleine. We've only heard her say her name.
And right, we see her demeanor, Nina Drew. We see her demeanor laughing, not just with the officer. She laughed on that video when they had the dog food feeder in the background. She laughed when they were in the office and they talked about Maddie having any tattoos. She laughed about that. She laughed multiple times. So this is her demeanor. If you go back and look at Scott Peterson's demeanor, or you go back and look at Jodi Arias's demeanor, or you go back and look at Chris Watts' demeanor, it's all the same. These people are all guilty, and yet we caught their demeanor early on. Why are they not catching Jen's?
Specifically, of course, the night before Monday on the officer's body cam when she had to tell the officer Madeleine's name. What's her name? Madeleine. She spelled it out. Stearns was there like a parrot, you know, saying the same thing. But in giving Jennifer the benefit of the doubt, maybe she did say Maddie's name in portions of these interviews that have been edited out. But I do find it kind of odd not hearing Maddie's name, even from her mom and grandmother. I know they can't just start off necessarily by saying Madeleine this, Madeleine that, or Maddie this and Maddie that. But once they had it established, if Jennifer would have said, my missing daughter, her name is Madeline Soto, we like to call her Maddie, you know, just no kind of warmth there in talking about her daughter, then she could have been referencing her as Maddie this or Maddie that, or I'm sure Maddie wouldn't run away. But they don't say Maddie's name. They say my daughter or the missing girl. You'll hear.
What does that mother's intuition tell you?
That someone took my daughter away. In my heart, someone took my daughter away.
What does your maternal instinct tell you?
In my heart, someone took my daughter.
Wow, she reiterates someone took my daughter over and over, but in the English version, we only hear that once, and she looks a little bit more concerned in this one. It's very interesting to hear this version of it and what she's trying to put out there.
Because it's not normal for her to just live like that.
Oh, and she says in her mother's intuition, she feels that. She doesn't have any intuition, folks. Just know that. She has no intuition. And if she does, then it's all fraudulent. And she knew and she was in on it. What's up, Jesse Lou? Been a while since I called. I'm glad that you're here. No mother instinct at all.
To run away, she's not that kind of person.
At the home of the young woman who disappeared from the house.
So the reporter starts asking Jennifer about her gut feelings as a mother. You know, it's a good question. He asks her something like, what does your maternal instinct tell you? Or what's your mother's intuition telling you? And she's quick that someone took my daughter away. In my heart, someone took my daughter because it's not normal for her to just leave like that, to run away. She's not that kind of person.
Please bring her back to me. Let her be healthy. Let her be well. I just want her back. Please have her return to me. May she be safe. May she be well. I just want her to be returned. Please, I just want her back safe and sound. That's all I ask for.
Please, I just want her back safe and sound. That's all.
I want to stop with this real quick because somebody said earlier that for Jen Soto supposedly sleeping the whole time, she knew way too much, which indicates that Stephen Stearns and her got together and scripted what they were going to say. There was no way she could have known this much. She also changed many times from seeing her daughter at 8 a.m. to not seeing her at all. So you tell me what you think. Is it scripted? Did they talk about it? Was that chat that they talked about to get their story straight? And this is a completely different story that someone took her daughter. Why would you out?
Please bring her back to me, have her return to me. However she's saying it, that's what she's saying. And she goes into me to what almost sounds like a prayer, or actually it almost sounds like a eulogy, like she's praying for her safety, but maybe almost still eulogizing her or giving her a benediction. Maybe that's what it sounds like more. Let her be healthy, let her be well. I just want her back. May she be safe, may she be well. I just want her to be returned. So I don't know. What do you think about that portion? I guess it's normal, even though it's rare for strangers to abduct a child. I've been watching all these different people cover it. Hidden true crime and true crime rocket science. I like the way he was looking at the...
Again, hidden true crime. Petty Mason, you're a rock star. She's a moderator. Olga says hello, all moderators. That is an awesome interview, and Hidden True Crime does such good work, so go check that out. I took this video apart for the interview, so I'm gonna go a little bit forward. I want to hear the interviews. I do love you, Paula. All right,
and that's all we know,
because it wasn't part of the...
Now it's a British accent. What the heck?
Point in Osceola County, specifically Kissimmee, where I am currently live, specifically where the apartment where the woman lives is located. Mother of this girl. But earlier, I also somehow talked to the grandmother, Madeleine Soto's school, where she also lived, because this girl spent some days with her maternal grandmother because she lived near the school where she studied and also lived there for a few days, as grandma told us.
But my daughter worked the night before on Sunday, and it seems she woke up very tired and told her boyfriend to bring her here. And that's all we know.
Because it wasn't part of the routine the boyfriend usually followed. That is to say, it was not part of the routine that the boyfriend frequently followed.
No, always my daughter. No, I always my daughter. And on the church cameras, you can see there's a girl with a green sweater sitting in the parking lot for a while. And then a few minutes later, she gets up and heads toward the school. That's the last anyone knows of her. And every day that goes by is worse. You start to lose hope after almost 3 days of being missing. We don't know what else to do anymore.
And I believe on the 4th day is when they found her body. So when they're doing this, I think the police already by now knew that Madeleine wasn't coming back and they were looking for her body. They had trackers, or they were tracking their phone or their car or something to know that they had that Stefan had gone out there or the car went out there. Kiska says, can Maddie's father sue the Sotos for wrongful death? And given what grandma and mom said, well, we have to wait and see how this plays out. I think after we hear about how it plays out, they could definitely he can do a civil lawsuit, but I don't know where he is. And I don't know what he's doing. So I don't want to speak on Tyler Wallace, but I do wish he was out there and more present. Tyler Wallace and Wallace family, if you watch this, please come out there and talk. Ask for justice for your daughter and ask that Jennifer Soto be arrested. We want you to say something. And right now, there's nothing that we can do. Yeah, the grandma seems more concerned than Jen ever has. She's one of the people that called 911 twice. Jen never called 911.
I think someone took her away.
And then there's another interview to follow with Yolanda. I believe it's the same day. She's wearing the same clothing with a different reporter, and she's going to speak about being frustrated over the way the school did not notify the parents to Maddie missing school all day. I think they've changed that notification process in the meantime, but only one version I could find, a little snippet of Yolanda's interview, catches the brief snippet of her explaining that Stefan Stearns no longer lived in that townhome with Maddie and Jennifer.
The boyfriend no longer lived there. He came this weekend because I don't know. But my daughter worked the night before on Sunday. And it seems she woke up very tired and told her boyfriend to bring it to her.
So she knew that part, and she calls him the boyfriend, not ex-boyfriend, and she doesn't use his name. She's probably like, ugh, I don't want to say his name. He who shall not be named. Yolanda does admit with a shrug of her shoulders like she didn't know why Stearns was even there in town. She starts off, the boyfriend no longer lived there. He came this weekend. Why? I don't know, because I don't know. So there's a lot there she's not saying. According to internet scuttlebutt and rumors, Yolanda didn't like Stefan anyway. I think that's even proven out in some of these case documents.
Yeah, definitely not rumors. We know now. And we know now that she had feelings and grandma's intuition. By the way, it's 3:33, folks. I just caught that. So say a prayer for Maddie that we get complete and utter justice and that Jen Soto does get arrested. Paul, what's up? Hello and happy Friday to everyone. Happy Friday to you. Say a prayer for Maddie. We really want Jen to be arrested. And this will clarify more why we want her to be arrested. Because when we see this, we know she's lying. Arrest Jen Soto, justice for Maddie. Very interesting. The differences between the Spanish and English interviews are reported. I agree. She's hell-bent on the fact that her daughter was taken. And I don't remember her saying that, but one time she briefly says it. This is very interesting. All right, let's keep going.
Files, yes, in her interview, I should plop it at the end. Yolanda definitely says, basically, she didn't like Stefan. He didn't do anything. Basically, he was just a layabout and everything. So I wish we could have more of this portion of her interview where she talks about the boyfriend no longer lived there. Basically, Yolanda was wondering why was he even there that weekend? Because I seriously doubt that Stefan was invited to her house because Yolanda held the birthday party for Maddie. I feel like she really cared for the girl. That Sunday, her mom was at work. Jennifer was off at work. Yolanda used her home to host Maddie's little friend.
And I want to tell you, we speculated all this before it came out. So I want to say thank you to the moderators and to everybody that's been on the channel working with me on this case. We were right. We were right about a lot of this stuff. We knew Stefan Stearns wasn't at the party. We knew grandma did not like him. She had bad feelings about him, and now it's out there. Kate Carlson, thank you. You're on the train. $10 super sticker. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Anybody else? Get on it. All right.
And have a birthday party for her granddaughter. Yolanda talked about Jennifer working the night before. She said, my daughter worked the night before on Sunday, and it seems she woke up very tired and told her boyfriend to bring Maddie. That's it. That's as much as we know, she's saying, basically. It sounds like the reporter is saying something like, well, this was a new part of the routine that's not done frequently, as if he's referencing how unusual and rare it was for Stearns to take Maddie to school. And Yolanda agrees, yeah, it's rare, if ever. Stearns never took Maddie to school, or maybe rarely, I don't know. Yolanda says, always, my daughter, always. Let Stefan tell it. You know, I'm listening to his interview again over here on Court TV. I like listening to interviews over and over, the audio, that's all we have for that one. I believe it was maybe the same night. Maybe it was this night, the 27th or whatever, and the cops are really digging into Stearns, like, how many times have you really taken her to school before? And Stearns is claiming.
And you're absolutely right about that, B Mommy. One of the interviews, Jen actually talks to the cops about their plan for Stefan to move back up and for him to go work at Disneyland. She had a whole plan for them. So how did it change from that plan to her saying, oh yeah, he's a monster. Oh yeah, he's the last one that was with her. He saw her last. But first it was them that saw her. I think she was playing along with those cops, and she was playing it up to her blood appointment and everything else. We need to arrest Jen Soto, especially when I see these interviews. It's even worse.
It's been about, I don't know what he said, about 5 or more times or something like that. He's trying to make it seem like, oh, it's not too rare for me to drop her off.
Yeah, that they got off script on. And she said it never happened. He had never taken her. Nina Drew, thank you so much for the $4.99 super chat, super sticker. Thank you. On the train. Choo choo. Come and ride the train. That's what I think of when I think of the train. Who knows that song?
But other people throughout all these interviews, throughout all the documents, they're saying, yeah, that's rare. That's not something that he's done before, if ever, or rarely. Because the cops are trying to say, well, you know, how do you normally take her to school? Where do you normally drop her off? And Stearns tries to make it seem like, oh yeah, I usually always drop her off around Peace Church, around the parking lot, as if it's more common than it was. But anyway, Yolanda says, and a few minutes later, you know, she gets up and heads to school. That's all that's known about her. And with every day that passes, it gets worse. Yes. One loses hope after almost 3 days missing. We don't know what else to do. I believe Yolanda's despair was really real. She's kind of showing more emotion than her daughter did. It's not like she cried or anything, but from her voice, from the tone, from the original Spanish interviews I've seen and heard.
We should check out how many signatures to arrest Jen Soto. I'll look it up while we're listening to this. And yeah, Quad City DJs, come and ride the train. Yeah, you guys know that. All right, we got to make light of something because this is a heavy case. Jennifer Soto was about herself. She had no interest in Maddie, and she was scared for herself, in my opinion, on these. I think Yolanda did have real grief, but she also had a grandma's intuition about what was going on, in my opinion.
She sounds upset, and she says, in my mind, someone took her, and then she moves on.
Police, Madeline Soto's mother continues to cooperate with the investigation.
Everyone that was close to Madeline is considered a suspect until we have proven otherwise.
For Madeline's grandmother, the police's efforts are in vain.
I think we're wasting our time looking for her around here. It's been 3 days and there's...
Did you hear that? She's wasting her time looking around there for her. Lily Flores, justice for Maddie, arrest Jen Soto already. Thank you for that $5 super chat. I want you to know there's 1,354 signatures. We need to get the next 500 people signed this week. I just put the link in chat. Again, thank you, Lily, for riding the train. Come and ride the train. You don't want me to sing anymore, so I'll shut up.
There's no sign of anything. I'm sure they must have taken the girl away from here. Because it was 9 hours without the school or us knowing anything about the girl. Is it possible that a girl doesn't make it to school and Orange County notifies at 6 p.m. with a recording? Your daughter was not absent today at her school? Hours during which the family had no idea that Madeleine was missing.
See you next time.
Because 9 hours passed without the school or us knowing anything about the girl.
Moza Hassan, which is why they're asking the county to change its policies.
Why don't they at least do it for the first period? When they see that a child didn't arrive, call. Maybe the child was sick or has a medical appointment. I think Orange County needs to change that.
Now the heartbroken family is preparing for the worst.
I'm losing hope after 3 days. The missing girl, at this point, I think the worst has happened to her.
But they hold hope that Madeleine will return home.
Anyone who has any information, no matter how small, please contact us or the police. To the person who took her.
I think the grandma, is definitely convinced that somebody took her. I think Jen's telling her that, but the grandmother calls her girl or the child because it's just like a Hispanic cultural thing and they're translating it. So if we actually knew Spanish, it would make a little more sense. I think the grandma was genuine in what she was saying, although I wish she would have not sent Maddie back home that day. But I wonder if it would have happened another day. I still don't know what happened. I don't know if I think Maddie told Stefan Stearns no more. Jen, maybe the jealousy thing, I don't know, but she was handing Maddie over to her ex-boyfriend.
May God open your heart. Return her and return her safely.
The reporter talks about how for Maddie's grandma, the efforts of the police are in vain. This was curious to me. Yolanda thought it was a waste of time searching for Maddie in the local area. I guess she meant the local Hunters Creek area, around the school, her office, or I don't know. She's saying something about they're wasting their time going back. I don't know if she meant they're wasting their time searching around the condo, the townhome where Maddie lived. It's not clear where Yolanda thought Maddie was taken, but she is resolute in believing, Maddie was kidnapped, Maddie was abducted. I don't know if
I'm glad you guys understand and have those motherly instincts so we don't see this happen again, especially in our community. Pamela Borges, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Jennifer, the fried potato was guilty. I think the family surmised something wasn't right, but did nothing. I agree. Maddie cried herself and she cried stupidly and didn't want to go home that weekend. She didn't want to go home to see Stefan Stearns. She knew he was coming and they didn't do anything. Everybody failed Maddie. And I'm sorry, but even her dad didn't do anything, whether he knew or not. I don't understand how they didn't know that something was wrong with her. I can't. Like, I have a 9-year-old daughter that's almost 10, and everything that she's feeling, I feel. So I just don't understand that. I really can't comprehend.
at this point Yolanda thought Stearns had anything to do with it at all. She said, I think we're wasting our time looking for her around here. I'm sure the girl must have been taken from here. I'm sure the girl was kidnapped. Now, it might be lost in translation, but that part I find weird. Maddie being referred to as the girl by her grandmother. The language sounds so distant. She doesn't even say like nieta, or she doesn't use a term of affection. I don't know if she's really saying the girl. And she's really stuck on, oh, she must be taken from here. She must be far away, right. Which, to tell you the truth, there are a lot of tropes and a lot of consistencies in true crime cases. You will always hear someone talking about a white van, for example. You'll always hear lately, oh, they could be headed to the Mexican border by now. It's always someone talking about the border. They're always talking about, oh, it was someone who trafficked her. Or, there's certain consistencies where people fall back on, and abduction, kidnapping, all these kind of tropes are always a person's first thoughts. So I don't know if that's why Yolanda is going to, she's got to be far away from here by now. I'm sure someone took her. She's falling for the tropes, or if she's falling for whatever her daughter might be telling her. But Yolanda says,
yeah, I know we want to blame somebody, and Hey Jude says, if a student's sleeping, I would call the parents. I agree. My daughter, when school started a month ago, the first week of class, she fell asleep one day and the teacher called me right away. And I was like, thank you for calling me. I appreciate that. I knew that it was transitioning of her sleeping from going from summertime to us being on vacation, but I wish they would have done something. I hope that Florida gets stricter. I want you to know that the advocates are working on Maddie's law, which is going to include some of these things that we're talking about today. Her dad had to know Jen was a nutcase. I agree that her dad did know that Jen was a nutcase. Everybody knew that Jen was a nutcase. They knew that she went to mental hospitals and was bipolar, probably borderline schizo. Who knows? I think she cried for no reason sometimes. And And what's up, Solo Non 72? Hi, everyone. New subscriber. I signed the petition. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for joining us today.
Saved some of her anger too, for the school's notification process, or lack thereof back then. She said something like, how is it possible that a girl does not get to school and Orange County notifies at 6 p.m. by a recording? She's saying that their child was absent from school today. Yolanda says because it was 9 hours without the school or us knowing anything about the girl. Yolanda
I want to shout out to Melanie Copeland. How you doing? I love the pill head. And I want to tell you, thank you for coming today. I see you on other channels. I appreciate you. I see you on Zab's channel, Grizzly. So thank you for joining us today. Let's get Maddie's log going. How could we do that? How? I want to do that. I need to talk to the advocates and see where we are. Ever since the memorial has been taken down, I feel like we've lost momentum in what we're doing for Maddie. Now, a bunch of videos came out. Thank you to Plunder, Grizzly, Docket, and those folks, but I don't see what's going on behind the scenes anymore. I see nothing. Now, I want you to know this is on Telemundo 31. It's the original interview, so if you want to go dig those up, if you speak Spanish, please go dig them up. Telemundo 31. They're on Facebook, Instagram, and X.
Assumed that everyone in Madeline's family had no clue she was absent that day. Now, Stefan Stearns was probably really happy that the notification didn't go out right away, because imagine if at 9:30, 10 a.m. or something, they were notified, hey, Maddie never made it to school. So then the process of searching for her and backtracking Stefan's movements would have gone down a lot earlier than going all day. Jennifer supposedly assuming she was in school, going to pick her daughter up, waiting, 4 o'clock. Oh, and then the police didn't respond until 7:46 at night. I see why Maddie's grandma was frustrated, looking at it from the outside in with the amount of information she had at this point. But I don't know. She's asking, why don't they do that the first period when you see a child hasn't arrived? Just call, whether it's because the child was sick or had a medical appointment. I think
she's a total potato in this picture right here. And I only make fun of how she looks because we know that she knows more, and she handed her daughter over. So she absolutely looks like Mama Shrek, a potato, but she doesn't even get that name of Mama anything. Now, we just hit 555 people in chat. That is a good time to say a prayer for Maddie, to yourselves, with each other. Wednesday, Ophelia, hello. It's okay that you're late. You can go back and rewatch this. Look at that potato. We need to arrest her. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to hit the like, y'all. Scary Sherry says, I hate her face. I don't care. Hit the like, subscribe. If you're new here, don't forget to do that. And please share my information on your page with your friends. Thank you. Potato Head. Thank you. Grassi. I'm going to call you Grassi because when you come into my email, that's how I say it in my head. Just gifted 1 Guilty of Crime membership. So I hope whoever wanted a membership gets it. Thank you. Melanie Copeland says, congratulations. Thank you. Thank you, Grassi.
Orange County needs to change that. She's going on and on about Orange County needs to change that. And she's right. I believe they've changed it now because of Maddie's tragic case. But she did say, I'm running out of hope. 3 days have passed since the girl disappeared. The missing girl, at this point, I fear the worst has happened. And that's pretty logical. She may not have known what Stearns did at all at this point, but her fears were confirmed. She feared the worst for Maddie had happened at that point, and she was right. Because at that point, 3 days out, Wednesday, it's probably more than just a miscommunication. Sometimes stuff happens. They might have thought Maddie ran away to a friend's house, or she's playing hooky, or she's hanging out, on Monday. But then when it got late on Monday night, and it's like, wait, are you sure she's not over any friend's house? They're not hard.
Or Maddie, in this picture here, she looks so much older than she actually was. She was only turning 13, or she just turned 13. Oh, Rachel Townsend, thank you so much for gifting 1 Guilty of Crime membership. I hope that whoever wants that membership gets it. Oh, thank you guys for being here. Such a hard case. And Melanie Copeland looks like she got a membership. So thank you. Thank you for gifting that. I appreciate it. All right, let's get justice for Maddie. How about that?
Harboring her, they're not hiding her, or she didn't run away to her dad in Houston or stuff like that. Yeah, you get more worried by the time Wednesday rolls around, of course. She said, anyone who has any information, even the slightest, please contact us or the police. May the person who took her, may God open your heart and return her safely. So again, they both end their interviews, both Jennifer and Yolanda, kind of with a prayer. Like, please, God, Yolanda's sold on whoever took her. Please let God open your heart to bring her back safely. And that's kind of echoing what Jennifer said.
I think she can do that. She's a kid, like with many fears, so much so that she does not sleep alone. And I do not believe she can leave or run away, leave her house.
Her grandmother added that this Sunday they were celebrating her birthday and that she did not notice any behavior that could indicate plans to run away.
She was very, very happy. All her little friends from school, which are 2 little friends, it was very nice. She had the happy time, content, took lots of photos, hugged her family.
And this, a different snippet of Yolanda's interview. I could only find it on TikTok. I'm trying to find it all over the place. She spoke about Maddie's fears of sleeping by herself.
She's a girl, like with so many fears, so much so that she no longer sleeps alone. She sleeps with her mom or sleeps with me in my bed at 13 years old. She is not a confident girl.
Yolanda said she's a girl like with many fears, so much so that she no longer sleeps alone. She sleeps with her mom or sleeps.
I cannot believe her grandma says that, and she said that, but nothing happened. Nothing was done. And Olga, I agree. I don't like the interpretation sound. It goes from like some weird Hispanic to almost like, I don't even know what that accent is, but I am glad we're getting the information out of what they're saying. If anyone wants to translate for me, that would be great. Yolanda, that's a good question. Where is Yolanda from? I always get it mixed up with Juan, her dad from Puerto Rico, and I think her mom was she Guatemalan, probably from Guatemala. All right.
With me in bed at 13 years old. She's not a confident girl. It's notable that Yolanda did not mention at this point she sleeps in bed with her mom and her mom's boyfriend. Yolanda may not have known that part. You know, I like to give everyone the benefit of the doubt. Yolanda may have thought Maddie just sleeps there in bed with Jen and maybe Stefan's up in that guest bedroom sleeping, or she may have had no idea that Maddie was being sent off to sleep alone with Stefan. I mean, I'm sure she probably wouldn't like that. She didn't like Stefan anyway. She was probably so happy that he had moved out. So as far as Yolanda knew, that prior December 2023, Stefan was out of there. So maybe that's why Yolanda goes, you know, the boyfriend was back. I don't know why. You know, she sure as shooting was probably thinking, he's not coming over to my house to celebrate Maddie's birthday with her. And speaking of her birthday party, I keep wondering.
Oh, sorry. I'm going a little bit forward. I want to hear interviews.
You know, medications and the Miralax. And of course, there's nothing wrong with medications if, you know, you're prescribed them and it's meant to be and it's what you need to help improve your condition.
Now, we know Maddie was more than likely being over-medicated. What's up, Overprotected 1111? I mean, we saw what you guys are saying, the panda eyes, and we heard Stefan's comment from that night telling Jen he gave her extra pills, and Jen didn't say anything. She didn't blink an eye at that. Why were they giving her Miralax? Why was he giving her showers? What was he prepping her for? JPL, what's up? What really bothers me is that Grandma and Jen could not say Maddie's name. Grandma would refer to Maddie as the girl. Very cold like Jen, but I do think it's an endearing, what she was saying and the way it's translated is different. I don't want to blame the grandma, but I wish she would have done more. Sharon, what's up from Vancouver, British Columbia? How you doing? Don't forget to hit that like button, y'all, and subscribe if you're new.
I'm not saying that, but I think Maddie was medicated a lot. First of all, to cover conditions that she may not have even suffered from or may have only suffered from as a result of this monster coming into their lives. I find it very telling. In one of Jennifer's interviews, when she's asked, okay, when did Maddie get diagnosed with ADHD and all these things? And she starts mentioning, you know, right around the time, and I just realized this is the year that Stearns basically came into their lives, 2016. So right around the time Maddie was 5 years old, that's when all of a sudden Maddie started being diagnosed with ADHD. Now, I'm not saying Jennifer and Stearns became boyfriend and girlfriend by then, but I'm assuming he may have met Maddie in 2016. If you go listen to Chris and Deborah Stearns' interview, I'll link to it below. They talk.
I don't think the abuse was happening until a little later on. Now, this is just my opinion, based on not only the pictures, but the roommate and her, what she indicates. I don't think that Maddie was quite happening yet. I do think that Stefan was grooming Maddie 110% and feeling out Jennifer Soto to see if she would let her have her daughter. I do think that, but I don't think that the abuse started just then. Although, in my opinion, it is abuse when you're grooming a child and you're talking to them the way that he probably talked to her to ease her into him touching her and the other whatever else was going on. Scary Sherry, I love just becauses. So thank you so much for the $9.99 super chat. I appreciate you. All of this is going to go back into my videos. I promise. I've been doing it already and I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And yes, we want Stefan Stearns to be already done, away, and sentenced. I want him to have the death penalty, but we'll see what happens there. I think he deserves nothing less. I heard about castration in Florida. I would love for them to castrate that monster.
Talked about when Stefan met Jennifer and how it was around 2016 because they said something like they were friends for 16 months first before they started dating in 2018. Even though a certain, figure 7-8 years gets bandied about, we don't know how early Stearns had access to Maddie. And just because the first evidence of his abusing her started June 19th or was caught from June 19th, 2019, that doesn't mean obviously it was the first time. That was just the first video evidence. And it's pretty sad. She's a little girl just trying to watch cartoons or whatever. And he's like telling her what horrible act she had to perform in order to get his phone. That doesn't mean that's the first time he abused her. Unfortunately, it could have happened as soon as he met Jennifer. I don't know how soon she.
And you're right. It could have, Maya. It could have happened. Or I'm sorry, Maya didn't say that. Maya says Spanish La Nina is a term of endearment. Thank you. Yeah, I do hear that quite a bit. But it could have happened before. We just don't. We don't know. I'm speculating only because I don't want it to be true that Maddie's been abused for 7 years. Oh, so awful. Mae Freeman, castration is right.
She talks about how hypervigilant she was. Jennifer was supposedly so hypervigilant when she met Stearns and wouldn't let basically any guy around her or not even her.
One of my favorite folks as we look at Jen Soto's potato head YouTube bad actors. I love your channel. If you all don't know who YouTube bad actors is, go subscribe to their channel, YouTube bad actors. What's up? You won't be disappointed. It's great. Thank you for being here. Tracy says, I heard another channel, don't remember where, but they said Jen's mother Yolanda was only 13 when she gave birth to Jen at a young age. Maybe you could check that out. I absolutely can check that out. We can do a background check on her and see how old she is. That's how we can figure it out. So thank you. Thanks for the information.
Her own dad and all this stuff, but we don't know how truly hypervigilant Jennifer actually was. It's heartbreaking to see that photo of Maddie on Stefan's shoulders in the pool and knowing he had just performed these horrific acts on her the day before or the night before. Basically, I'm saying all this to say we don't know how early this started. All of a sudden, when Maddie's 5, she starts getting diagnosed with all these problems. 2016, that's the year Stearns came into her life. So it's all kind of lining up. But eventually, over time, I believe Maddie grew and she probably thought, I'm not going to take this anymore. All these medications, she's so tired. She wasn't allowed to get good sleep. We all know how critical and crucial good sleep is to our health. And, I can't even begin to understand the emotional and physical toll.
Now, if that's the case, Liv Wade, if Yolanda Zambrano was born in 1967, then she was 20 when she had Jen. So that would be incorrect. Paul, what's up, my man? Papa Paul, thank you so much for the 1999 super sticker. I hope you're having a good Friday, just riding around in your truck, chatting with us all. Yeah, crocodile tears, Emma. Thank you, Paul. I appreciate that. It's going to go back into my videos, so thank you. I've already put it back into my videos, and I'm rolling with those. So more content for you guys. Thank you.
Psychological toll the assault took on Maddie as a young girl growing up, realizing this is painful. It shouldn't be happening, first of all, and I'm not getting enough sleep. Maybe she was forced to take Miralax to succumb to Stearns's kinks and all these things. You know, I won't get into details, but you know what I mean. Just very, very tired. People noticing how sad she was at school, and still, even still, her spirit kind of shone through. And that's what her friend talked about.
But when I saw that message, I thought it was just normal, like they fought because, you know, something normal.
Exactly. This Wednesday, students, teachers, and neighbors held a mass in memory of Madre Insolta. The ceremony lasted approximately 2 hours, and although press access was restricted, we were able to enter without equipment and witness the grief that has struck this community. It was precisely at this venue where the mass in memory of Madre Insolta took place. Madeline Soto, her classmates, and also people who knew her attended here. And although we could not confirm that any of Madeline's immediate family attended the mass, we saw how even her teachers prayed to God for the repose of her soul. Some of her friends, with their parents' permission, shared on camera what they feel now that their friend Maddie, as they call her, has left this world.
Everyone at school is sad. On Monday and Tuesday, the teachers were crying. I have a teacher who couldn't even speak, and she even knew Maddie and her family.
Her best friend describes her as a happy girl.
She had a smile on her face every day. She shone like a star. She had a smile on her face every day, shone like.
You know what, everybody? I think that she was really close to saying something. And thank you, Paul. Choo choo, come and ride the train. All right. I think she was very close to saying something, and that's what happened. Because if you listen to everybody's interviews and how close they sounded to, so close to like, oh, we thought we were starting to suspect, or we thought this, or yeah, I think that is definitely going to be the motivator for why Stefan took her life. Choo choo. Oh, all right, let's go. Gotta laugh.
Like a star. One moment she told him something.
She said that she was feeling bad at home.
In
She had some
2022, she said that she felt issue. In 2022, she said her stepfather was very mean to her. Her stepfather was very mean to her. But when I saw that message, I thought it was like normal. Like something normal, like they had fought because, you know, something normal.
In an interview with Maddie's best friend, you know.
Well, yeah, think after 5 years, I would think after 2 years of constantly being abused, but I just think that because she was older, there could be another motivation. I think because she was getting older, because there was a boy that she possibly liked, because she was leaving hints, like writing it down in a journal, and people asking her, why is she so tired? Why are you falling asleep in class? Why is your homework declining? I'm going to say that is the biggest pointer to it. Yeah, you would think after 2 years or 3 years or 4 years or 5 years. But yeah, after that, of course, I'd rather read captions. Oh my God. Yeah, Anna, it is pretty bad. It is pretty dang bad. I'm sorry.
They got permission from his parents. He said that Maddie said that her stepfather was very bad to her. I hate that he's given that title of stepfather. It should be a title of honor that he didn't deserve. And I can see Jennifer just saying, yeah, you know, just call him stepfather, call him stepdad, trying to maybe force some honor and a relationship on him that he just didn't deserve. First of all, Jen and Stearns were never married. As far as I can tell, they were never even engaged. So there's that. But Maddie, I believe, was trying to make outcries, but people didn't understand perhaps the severity of her situation, or, you know, maybe they pressed in. Friends remembered Maddie at a memorial after she was discovered in that wooded area. And I was like, wow, she kept talking about, I just want to move to the woods. And unfortunately, that's where Stearns left her body. But I pray God transformed her spirit and soul right there.
And I want you guys, now that we're seeing this case, this is not the only case. There's so many of these cases that happen every single day, that if you see this now as a teacher, there's people in chat that are teachers or nurses or whatever you are. If you're a neighbor of somebody, you start to see these signs, check into it. It's never going to hurt. It will help if it is something, and have a chat with a child if you see that. I'm glad for you to catch a live Profe Frere. I can't say it right. Glad I was able to catch live. Us too. All right, let's keep going. I'm sure Maddie was threatening to keep her mouth shut. However, someone would have helped, and that's what children need to know, is if someone threatens you, more than likely they're not going to do it, but what's worse is being victimized and not being able to talk. So it's better for them to act on their threats than not to do anything. Queen of Hearts, guilty of crime. She had a YouTube that she danced on, and she was about to show her face. Maybe that was a trigger for Stephen Stearns too. Yeah, and it wasn't just Maddie that was maybe going to tell. It was Stephen Stearns that was triggered by something, and maybe even Jen Soto. I really do think that Jen Soto is going to be found out that something that she was involved in with that taking to Maddie's life. Bren says, speak up. Absolutely. Absolutely speak up. It's better than the alternative. Teachers, if you see something, say something. No one gets in trouble for looking out for kids. Agreed. It's not going to hurt you at all to say something.
There to make it be the place she wanted, place of peace. She ultimately got out. So no matter how she may have, gone to the counselor quite a bit and saying, my stepfather or my mother's boyfriend makes me uncomfortable. And maybe the counselor did press and say, yeah, why? And Maddie just said, well, he's, lazy. He eats all our food. Those are the things that are easy to talk about. I don't know if Madeline ever went beyond that because she knew, maybe she was afraid, or she knew, oh, this would break everything up. Maybe my mother would be mad at me. Maybe my mom would make good on her promise to kick me out when I turn 18. I hate that kind of talk. This was near Hunters Creek High School, where the community gathered for this mass to honor Maddie. So Maddie was found Friday, March 1st in the wooded area. And then afterward, at some point in the following week, I believe it was, they had this memorial mass to celebrate her life. And her best friend described her as a happy young girl. So Joseph said she shone like a star. That was so pretty. But he also admitted that, quote, in 2022, she said that her stepfather was very bad to her. So the translation from Maddie's best friend either said very bad to her or mean to her. But, we get his drift. But he was trying to explain, and his interview is all chopped up to hell too. I hate it. But Joseph.
Yeah, Jennifer Soto did not seem to be like a good mother, and we just hit 555 again in chat, and then it went up. So say a prayer for Maddie. Seems like Jennifer Soto was always mad at Maddie, and in the interviews, her victim blaming is outrageous. Everybody, it's outrageous how much she talks bad about her daughter. It's like she doesn't like her, like she's jealous of her, and I think she is. Pot 563, please do smash that like button. Please help my channel grow, and I appreciate you saying that you guys need to help. You don't need to, but I appreciate your help. Let's go. All right, if I had any suspicions at all as a grandmother, I'd personally confront that. Yeah, I agree. And let's say rest in peace, Maddie. I agree with that. We want her to rest in peace.
Said he thought Maddie just meant, oh, it's some kind of fight with my stepdad or whatever. He didn't realize, I'm sure so many people did not realize Maddie was dealing with something so heavy and demonic, and just to be such a little girl dealing with that, and likely on her own, because her cries for help, either people didn't quite understand.
All right, let's go a little bit more.
Police are saying she said, quote, the sex stuff, quote, was not evil, quote. That's what they're saying. Hopefully, any day now, I'm praying we'll get her actual audio and her actual video. So maybe we can see that portion of her saying that to police herself. I don't know. But I wanted to just give you that update. That's what's going on with the evidence. We're waiting on the photos. The photos might still take a while. It could even go into October. And I'm just being patient. It's like we did the best we could. We paid their invoices they gave us.
And we appreciate you, Plunder, and the other giant channels that are paying thousands of dollars for this stuff. When we get the body cam of it, we're definitely going to show you guys. And Lisa Lynn says she was jealous. She has not shown any sadness over her missing, more concerned with giving the right answers. Yes, because it was scripted. The whole thing was scripted, and you guys can help by signing that petition, please. We don't know if Jennifer Soto was ever a victim or not. Many people speculate that, but I haven't seen anything about Jennifer Soto being a victim. And if she was, she should know better. Let's arrest Jen Soto. I'm going to put that petition in the chat. Please sign the petition to arrest Jen Soto.
Not only helps Maddie get her justice in Jesus, but also all the other, especially children. I just have a heart for children suffering. I'm like, if I had a superpower, I wish I could prevent crime from happening, especially to children. So all the other children, the people maybe experiencing a similar thing that Maddie's experiencing, I hope it helps their cases stop. I hope it somehow exposes their perpetrators or even the people covering for their perpetrators. Or I hope this cautionary tale really helps someone stop suffering, and for Maddie's case to truly be seen, even though she was unseen on earth, she's truly seen now. So thank you all so much for watching all of this again, and I'll just keep digging, of course.
What else do we have? Why is this still? Okay.
0-11313. Can you say your full name? What's your relationship? And so, do you recall the last time you spoke?
That was Sunday. I celebrate her.
Yes. And is that the last time you saw her?
That's
too?
the last time I saw her.
All right, this is the audio of her grandma and saying the last time she saw Maddie, that's why I blurred out, because it's Maddie's name and she was a minor. So
got it. And so I won't keep you too long, but it's my understanding that it's not uncommon from school to hear sometimes.
She did it like a few times.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is that normally like when she's waiting for pick her up or?
Yeah. Sometimes to the office and pick her up. Mm-hmm. She walks from school to here.
Okay.
She did it like maybe, I don't know, 5-6 times.
Okay. So just a few times she's done that. So that's why Jennifer would have come here yesterday to see if she had maybe
she
come here.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember what Jennifer told you yesterday?
No, she's like, I'm waiting here at school, but she doesn't come out. She's not. I don't think she's here. Maybe she walked to school to the office, and I was like, okay, I'll wait here. Mm-hmm. It was 4:30, 4:35, 4:40, and she never showed up.
Okay.
So, and we went together to school, but the office were closed. Mm-hmm. It was only the after program they were open. Mm-hmm. So we went to verify to the school in the program. She didn't.
It's so redacted and it's hard to hear grandma even in English. Her Spanish takes over, her accent takes over. I mean, so if you can listen closely, you can hear that she's kind of repeating the story that Jen told her about going to pick up Maddie and she didn't come out. As you see Stephen Stearns spacing out, thinking he's in trouble.
While we went to the school,
Thank you.
Jennifer called 2 friends that she has, and they told that she never made it to school.
Got it.
That's when we find out everything. Okay. She wasn't in school.
Did she tell you who took her to school yesterday?
I know Stephen. Yes.
Okay.
Came here to, I don't even know. I guess for.
Gotcha. Okay. So does he live there with them still, or?
No.
No. Gotcha. He just came. Does he?
I guess he just came to visit.
Gotcha.
Now, I'm not going to persecute you for your answers, M-Dog, but when you say I don't think the mom was involved in any way, and when I hear anybody say that, you say you don't think she just thinks she was trying too hard to mitigate her answers to make herself look less guilty rather than trying to be truthful and helpful. She's the one that said she sent Maddie to sleep with Stephen Stearns. She's the one that was supposed to be watching Maddie, and she was the one that let him abuse her for all of those years. She was the one that was taking a ton of medication and tranquilizers, so she was knocking herself out and not able to watch her daughter. So as far as that goes, She was culpable for that. She's culpable for letting her daughter be in the hands of this monster.
Got it. When did
I'm not sure, but I know he moved back in December to Punta Gorda.
Mhm.
He moved out of the house.
Okay. And as far as you know, it's because they.
As far as I know, I don't know.
Got it. Okay, well, I guess that makes sense. But he came back this weekend, maybe
came
for
back
her.
just- I
For,
guess-
Dang, it's super redacted, y'all. I don't know why they're putting this on.
I guess, is it common of Stefan?
I guess sometimes he did.
Mhm. Got it. And did he say where he dropped her off at all?
He said he dropped her off in the corner of
Yes.
Urbana. There is a building there. It's called Urbana.
Urbana?
Urbana. It's town loop, and I don't even know the name of the street.
Okay. By
I
Urbana.
was right in the corner.
Yes.
Got it. So he dropped her off there, and then did he say what happened after?
He said that he just walked, like going to school,
Mhm.
and then she stopped for a few seconds. I guess she was looking for her phone,
Yeah.
and then he just kept going.
Okay. Run away before, or ever wanted to go somewhere else or hang out with her friends without permission or anything?
Not that I know.
Okay. Is there anywhere you know of that she likes to hang out or go to clear her head if she's ever upset, or a place that she likes to go?
One day she was upset. I guess she had a fight, and she called me crying.
Mhm.
And I was like, I'm walking around the neighborhood. I was like, why are you doing that? She's like, I don't want to be in my house right now because I am.
Well, there you go. And she also didn't talk about when Maddie was crying. I don't think she says that next, but Maddie was crying and didn't want to go home after her birthday party. And she still had Stephanie, her aunt, drop her off. So hashtag, please arrest Jen Soto now.
I'm mad. I'm like, you know what? Go back to the house. Don't walk alone in the street.
Oh, okay.
And she said, okay. So she went.
All right. So grandma's talking about how Maddie left the house crying, didn't want to go back. M-Dog, you meant to say that grandma Yolanda is guilty. You meant the grandma. You're sorry. Absolutely believe Jennifer's guilty. Yeah, I don't think the grandma's guilty. I think that I wish she would have spoke up. I wish she wouldn't have sent Maddie home. Thank you for clarifying that. Again, I don't want to attack anybody at all for their opinions if they differ.
Back. That's the only thing I knew. It happens. That was, I think, like a year ago. That happened like a year ago.
Okay.
And then after that, I don't know.
Got it. Okay. Do you have any concerns with, I just ask this because I have to, do you have any concerns about either Jennifer or Stefan with ever raised alarm with you that you can remember?
I never liked him. Don't
There
ask
you
me
go.
why, because I don't even know myself. It's because I guess he doesn't work. He doesn't do anything. I
Wow.
mean, he just there because he suffers from a lot of things.
Okay.
And I
From being a
mean, he doesn't do
chomo.
anything. He doesn't work. He doesn't help you.
No, he doesn't do anything. He preys on children all day and shares
Something that-
pictures. And
It's not my life, but I just ask her, you know.
she never answered the question, right, Olga? She didn't.
That was her answer.
Got it. So typically, does you or anything
Why
from the phone?
No,
Not much.
not much.
Do you remember the last time you spoke with her before Sunday?
Well, I spoke to her Friday, because she slept over at my house.
Okay.
And then Saturday, I came here to work. And after here, I was going to the party.
Gotcha.
And I told my husband to was going to take her. And she started crying. She said, no, she
There it
doesn't
is.
want to go.
Okay, so she did tell them, and I was waiting for this to drop. This is the second time that Maddie has not wanted to go home, and now it's more red flags. The officers are already seeing this, folks. The officers are already seeing this, They're painting a picture of Stephen Stearns. They're asking for a reason about Stephen Stearns and what they thought. So they're not asking just on a hunch. Stephen Stearns is very suspicious about everything. How he's crying for Maddie, how he's saying, "Oh, I had to take tranquilizers and I don't do that often." But Maddie, like, it's just, yeah, it is unbelievable. That's the word I would use for this.
So she didn't go at all. So my ex-husband went to pick her up.
Okay.
And they spend the day together.
Do you
Saturday.
ever pick her up from school, or does your ex-husband ever pick her up from school?
Yeah. I don't know about my ex-husband, but when I have to, I'll go and pick her up. If not, Leticia.
And when you pick her up, where do you pick her up
Just
from?
from the school.
From the school. Have you ever picked her up from like
Mayday.
anywhere else far from the school?
Church. Like
Church.
Like from the church.
Is that somewhere that she hangs out, or other kids
No,
hang out, or?
no. There's a lot of kids there at that time.
Oh, they kind of go there.
Yeah, a lot of kids.
So Veronica, there is no up-to-date information on Jen's involvement in this case. The things that are coming out are keeping Maddie's case in the light, because this is from 4 months ago, and it's costing thousands of dollars to get this audio out, to get any of the information out. So we're patiently waiting for Jen's involvement. And if you haven't already, please sign the petition to arrest Jen Soto. If you haven't, please do. I'm going to put it in chat again as we start to wrap this up. I appreciate you guys all for being here today. Don't forget to hit the like button. We still have 535 people in chat. Subscribe if you haven't, and please share.
Kids go there. The parents will pick them up from the church.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Got it. Okay. What's a good phone number for you?
Oh,
have your ID so I can get your name down?
I have it in my
Oh, that's fine. How do you spell your name?
YOLANDA.
And your last name?
Zambrano. Z as in zebra.
Yes.
AMBRANO.
And what's your birthday?
9/29/67.
There it is, y'all.
And you do have a Florida ID. I can look
Yes.
up with that. Okay, cool. Gotcha. Okay. Well, is there anything else important that you think I should know?
Yeah. My brother-in-law, he woke up this morning.
Mm-hmm.
He went to
look for Maddie.
And he was walking, and he passed by 417 under, and he found the wallet. I have it.
When you say the trail, what trail?
It's like in the back of the school, there is a trail.
Oh, there's a trail behind the school.
Behind the school. Yeah.
Okay, and you found a wallet. Yeah, I'll take a look at it.
And if you want to come in and take a look what he found, and he just gave it to me, and I found 20.
All right, y'all. Interview ended 2/27/24, 13:19 hours, which is 1:19 p.m. I think that is it. And it was awesome of you all to be here. It's a Friday night, and you can be anywhere else. It's 7:30 Eastern time, 4:30 Pacific time, or 6:30 Central time. Now, we will know. Ann Davis says, when will we know if he's considered for the death penalty? He is considered for the death penalty. Maybe what you mean is are they going to put the death penalty? Are they going to charge him with charges to get the death penalty? More than likely, yes, they are. This is Florida, and Florida is always for the death penalty, especially in a taking of her life and 60 of the CSAM charges. So yeah, they probably will. Where did we sign the petition? I'm going to drop that in chat again. Please do sign the petition, everybody. Here it is for Rebecca Dietrich that just asked. Please sign that. It's change.org/P and then /change. Charge Jennifer Soto for wrongful death. You can see it on the screen there. So I won't say that, but yeah, everybody failed Maddie. I agree 100%. The one person that shouldn't have failed her was her mom, and she did. Savage Barbie, I've missed you. Good to see you here. Signed and sharing the hell out of the petition. Thank you, Jay. Next time I see that petition, I really hope that we're passed our 1,500 goal. Right now we have 1,300. Oh wow, you guys just rocked like 30 signatures right now. So 1,375, 1,500 is the next goal. We have 115 to get to that goal. Thank you for signing. Thank you all the moderators for being here. Petty Mason, thank you for all you do. We're gonna have a new case or two next week. Grassy says, am I seeing double? 2 cops the same. You must be. Thank you so much. Doris says, my granddaughter is going to be 14. I talked to her about everything and nasty people outside of the house and inside too. Well, thank you. Thank you for keeping everybody aware. Where's the petition? Kim Duncan, I'm going to put it in chat one more time before I head out. It's right here in chat, everybody. And Paul just came in with that last minute choo choo. Hey, Jen Soto, kids, my lily white ass. I know he's saying kiss my lily white ass. And he's saying come and ride the train. Choo choo train. Choo choo. I know you're laughing about that, Paul. So keep laughing, keep smiling, and please do have a good day. I love you, Papa Paul, and everybody else that are here today and signing the petition. Jay, I hope you have a way to relax. I am going to relax right now. You are welcome, Queen of Hearts, Charnel. I love you all. God bless you, Scary Sherry, and everybody else that's listening in chat and laughing because I'm riding the train. Choo choo. Love you all. You guys have a wonderful weekend. I think I'll be back on Sunday. I'll let you know. Love you all.
Guilty of crime. I want to thank you for watching. If you enjoyed my content, please share this video, like, and subscribe. You can also follow me over at Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, or Gmail. If you'd like to donate to my channel, you can use Cash App or Venmo or PayPal. Thank you very much in advance. Guilty of crime. Are you guilty?